Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing another Halloween makeup look today. So if you want to find out how to kind of rot half of your face, then you've come to the right video. So in this one, we are going to be playing with some prosthetics, if you will. I got these at Spirit Halloween, so they're not the greatest quality to ever exist. However, they did work pretty damn good. So what I am doing first is I am just kind of placing them on my face to see if they are fitting correctly and if I like the placement. And then any excess of the prosthetic that I don't need, because I do have a very small and condensed face, I am just taking some scissors and gently cutting off the parts that I don't need. And make sure you start off by cutting off a little bit, put it back on your face to fit it, and then if you need to cut more off, then you're good to go. So after I got the front or the top part done, I am doing the exact same with the chin piece. And for being like Spirit Halloween, like really cheap prosthetics, they actually were really comfortable. I was very pleased with these. So once we have everything cut to fit our face perfectly, we can go ahead and start with the application process. So first I am just flipping up my septum ring because we don't want to get that covered with any of the sticky stuff. So what I'm going to try first is trying to apply spirit gum to the prosthetic. Now, you mainly want to focus the spirit gum on the outer parts or the outer edges of the prosthetic, but I did apply some on the nose part just for some extra stickiness. And with spirit gum, make sure that it gets tacky before you stick it to your face. Now, this did work okay, but for the placement of this and because it was going over my nose and just all of the curves of my face, spirit gum just wasn't really doing it for me, so I ended up taking it off and using Prozaid, which I highly recommend because this worked a ton better. So after applying that to the edges and letting that get a little bit tacky, this stuck a lot better onto my face, and I just kind of pressed it in the areas and kind of held it to there, giving it some heat so it would adhere a lot better. And then I am doing the exact same thing that I did with the top on the bottom piece, except this time I just used Prozaid and not spirit gum. And I am just placing that right on my face. Now, this prosthetic does cover your lips, however, you can still open your mouth and, you know, talk, drink, all that stuff. So I thought that was really cool. This is a very, like, movable type Halloween look, which I really liked. So once you have it applied, it is time to work on those edges. Now for that, I am just using some liquid latex, and to apply that, I'm just using a cheap little popsicle stick. And what I am doing here is just applying the liquid latex on the outer edges of the prosthetic. The purpose of this is to kind of disguise those edges so it doesn't look so fake. Now this is something I have been trying to work on for many years, and I'm not perfect at it, but I do feel like I did a pretty decent job. I feel like hiding edges of prosthetics is probably the hardest part, and I think in total I did about 4 layers of liquid latex, and you really want to make sure that in between each layer that you are letting it dry completely. You will know when it's dry when the liquid latex turns clear or kind of like an yellowy off-white color. And again, everyone's different. Some people apply more layers, some people apply less. I just thought 4 was a pretty decent amount, so that is basically what I did there. And you can tell how comfortable this prosthetic was because I had an itch on my nose and I actually thought I was itching my nose. Like, I just thought that was kind of funny. Really comfortable. I loved it. Next, I'm just taking some translucent setting powder and setting on top of the liquid latex just to get rid of any tackiness that may still be there. And then I'm going in with a CoverGirl foundation, and on just a cheap little foundation brush, I am going over to kind of cover up any discoloration to have it kind of match my skin better. Now, I know it doesn't make sense to put a liquid over top of a powder, but it honestly wasn't that bad, and it really helped kind of disguise everything. And then to go in and make our skin kind of sickly looking, I'm going in with this Cinema Secrets color stack, which has a bunch of yellows and greens and just really different tones of cream makeup. And on just cheap little cosmetic sponges, I am going around my face and kind of applying mixtures of all of these colors together just around the edges, and I eventually start putting it all over my entire face just to make my face look a little bit sickly and diseased and virus and, you know, all that fun, gross Halloween stuff. I love it. And I'm also going back in with that foundation brush that we used before to kind of help blend everything out and make it look nice and seamless. And depending on your costume, you're going to want to put this down your neck, on your shoulders, on your chest, or wherever your costume doesn't cover. Now to go in and do a little bit more work on the prosthetic, I'm using another color stack, but this one is a little bit bigger and it has more pinks and plums and blacks, and this is going to make the prosthetic pop. Now, it already looks pretty darn real, but I like to add a little bit more just to make it look like it's wet and bleeding and, you know, alive. So I'm just going in with the dark red cream makeup, and on just an old eyeshadow brush, I am putting this on all of the red parts. And if you're wondering why I keep looking to the side, I was watching YouTube videos while I was doing this, and seriously, you guys, I am now obsessed with Sophia Nagard. I love her channel, so this whole time I was watching her YouTube videos. She's great. All right. Did you guys get that reference? I love that. I love when she does that in her videos. Anyway, moving on. I'm also going in with a smaller detail brush to kind of get into the little parts of the prosthetic where the blood is. And I also went in with the black just to kind of outline the teeth. More like the bottom teeth, because the bottom teeth didn't look as defined as the top and I wanted it to match. So that's just what I'm doing there. And I'm also painting the inside of my lips that you could still see with black as well to kind of disguise it. Now, of course, Bloody Scab, the best product on the market. Again, going in with that little nail file type thing, which really helps kind of spread this out. And I am just putting little bits of this on some of the parts that I want to look more 3D and more scab-like. And then the second to last step is, of course, blood. This liquid blood is going to give it more of a shine, and it's going to make it look like the wound and the skin is actively bleeding. This is like, you can't use Bloody Scab without using liquid blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta make it, you gotta give it that extra pop. It's perfect and it makes it shiny and way more realistic. And of course, you can't have a rotting face without adding some contacts. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to pop in some contacts. So we're going to go from chocolate to brown to disgusting yellow virus. These are from Camo Eyes and they really pulled this look all together. I love it. Alright guys, and this is what the completed look looks like. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing this. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to give a huge thumbs up down below. Also, don't forget to go down and subscribe to my channel. I love you guys. Stay creepy. Happy Halloween season, and I will see you soon. Bye!